A warm welcome to everybody. Welcome to Pearl Lemon Crypto. This is just a crypto technical market update whereby I'll be showing you guys what's happening within the inside of Bitcoin and technical approach that we can actually gain and see and try to predict the movement of the market and keep you a strong update what's happening in between the depths of Bitcoin right now. The last time, if we look at the 1 week, as we can see profoundly on the charts, the 1 week is particularly showing us that we're recovering on the big stage. If we look at it compared to this large candlestick that we had, that approximately gave us a drop of 14%. And currently, right now, we are doing a 14% 63 recovery from the low, of course, that was hitting here by Bitcoin low. That was around 76,000. So what's happening right now, if we look at it, BCT in the 1 day, in the 1 week chart, it's coming back to very good zones that we want. Especially right now, it's close to being hitting the 90 resistance. We need Bitcoin to be at 90 resistance because that's a very key resistance. And in between, we have this rect this this rectangle box that's in yellow. That once it needs to be back in there, it's a zone of interest. It's a zone of recovery because we will back automatically back to 100k. And if I had to continue sliding down this downtrend, you should see that actually Bitcoin right now is testing literally an uptrend that's meant to break here. So if we break this downtrend here and maintain this uptrend that we've been maintaining in this yellow line, automatically we're going to continue going up. If we go continuously closely inside the 1 day chart, we had talked that Bitcoin was in a consolidation moving sideways because the ranges that we have been facing, that we were facing back in the times whereby we were at 80, 81, those were actually levels that we saw last year in November. So right now, if we just had to look at this beautiful masterpiece right here, Bitcoin was currently always testing these points here. Tested, rejected, it got rejected, it got tested, it got rejected. And right now we are finding our way here. And this is a very huge test that we have here. This is a very interesting level at 88,418. That is a very interesting level right there to play around. If we break that level, we should see an automatic sign back to 90k. And from there, we should see a pump because there is a breakthrough on the upside if we look at it, because if we break this downtrend then we should be going up. And of course we have also on the 1 day chart, we have also covered the C-me gap. There was a C-me gap that was very crucial, and the C-me gap was around 86,450. That where the C-me gap was, and we were failing at countless of times to break the CME gap, to fulfill that CME gap. We were actually struggling, and each and every time we tried to get close to CME gap, we were rejected, therefore going down. But as we went down, we broke through this important uptrend here. This uptrend basically is to guide us that we are moving in a trend going up. So we broke out of this zone, then miraculously we went back into the uptrend, showing that this Bitcoin is in a state of recovery, is in a state of coming back, and it wants to follow a trend, and it's forming a trend within the 1 day, and that's very good, showing a lot of positive things that are happening. And if we look right now currently in the screen, we have broken above the CME gap around 86,450, and we are now playing at a very place of interest. So right now, if we look at it, the downtrend and the uptrend are meeting together right here. So once we meet right here, this pocket of space automatically is a place of interest. And if we break this pocket of space, trust me, we will see 90,000 in an imminent short while. We will be 90,000, and that is very good. The crypto market has been in very bearish moments within the market. Seeing bullish activities, just like going back to the 90K resistance levels. It's something that people will be happy, and I strongly believe that it will bring more buying pressure inside crypto, especially in Bitcoin, especially in other cryptocurrencies. People gonna start buying more. People were actually very panicking that people are selling, the market is going down. Right now, if we look at it right now and currently, people are buying back into Bitcoin because more liquidity is coming back in and more spot ETFs will be flowing in since the market is doing well. Investors that have sold their Bitcoin are now currently buying it back at a much stable price, but it was cheap at the bottom when we were still around the levels 80,000. So it applies to the law of buy low, sell high. So right now Bitcoin, if it goes to break the resistance 90 and goes back to the 100K mark, then we have more uh, people coming in because people will not love to miss that opportunity. And if we had just to go close right here, right now, if we had to look at the 1 day chart at a bigger scale, we were we were consolidating, of course, for 126 days in this zone. So as you can see, these levels that we're in right here were last day in November, like I mentioned, and we're here right now. We are similar. So as we are similar to where we were right here and where we are today, then if we look at the end results of what happened here, we made a miraculous rally into this box and we lose momentum. Right now, we're still in the exact same zone right here where we were here. And it's actually history repeating itself, showing that Bitcoin is coming back to 100K. That's inevitable. That's just it. We are recovering. We are in a recovery mode. That's what the 1 day chart is showing us, and that is a very good aspect. And we just need to keep above the levels 85,000, 86. If we're able to stay above those levels, then we're in a very good space to hit 90K. Furtherless, if we do not maintain those resistance or those supports at 86, 85, we will be looking at a drop to 84,000, 82,000, and 80,000. More likely, that's our strong support currently. But at the imminent short term, things quite look to be good. If we just literally look at the 4 hour chart right here, it's literally happening. It's respecting the trend. This uptrend right here in this yellow line, it's respecting it and it's going according to what the trend is following. So right now, if we look at it, it's about to break. We just have to wait for confirmation. A perfect confirmation will be at 88,747. So if we had to break there, that is a confirmation of a bullish breakout that is happening within BCT. Another major game in the cryptocurrency industry is Ethereum. Ethereum is doing more likely what Bitcoin is doing. It's recovering. It's been a hell for Ethereum. Investors were panicking. I remember the Ethereum Foundation said that if Ethereum had to drop between the levels of 1,100, then of course they will be forced to like 100 million liquidation. So that did not happen, luckily, and Ethereum managed to reverse and to just, of course, continue. And of course, in this, if we just had to look, Ethereum was at these levels, of course, in February. Then, for some reasons here, we had to maintain this trend here that we had here. Then Ethereum broke down. Once it broke down, bearish occurred. Politic news came in within. The market wasn't doing well at that time, it went down. And if we have to look at what is happening right now within the 1 week chart, we clearly see that these two candlesticks that are forming in the 1 week chart, it's a clear sign for me, it's a clear sign for recovery, because this type of area of zones where we are right now, we haven't been, it's not our first time being there. Imagine the zone that we are currently in right now. We have been there before in October 30, 2023. We were literally there in 2023. Where we are right now, we were there in 2023. And if we had to look at what happened in October 30 here in 2023, we went up, going up, showing that these types of zones that we're in right now are buying zones. We're in buying zones. So buying zones are actually very good because they show us that no, buying activity is actually there. So we can take advantage upon what history has taught us and showed us and put it into action, because it literally happens. Not only did it happen here before, it also happened above this zone here. Within this zone also, it happened to go back, it went back up, then we went back down. And right now we see that this zone to this zone is actually, if we can say for how many days, if we calculate, have we been moving in this zone for, it has been 490 days. We have been moving in this zone for 490 days. So literally it's a zone of interest, it's a zone of, it has been there in the past. So what happened in the past so eventually repeats itself in the future. So moving deeply into Ethereum right now, if I had to look deep into Ethereum, going into the 1 day chart just to have a bigger aspect value, is that Ethereum is moving in a good trend, in a good recovery mode, because since its plumage around 1,755, Ethereum has been going up in a trend, in a respectful trend matter, following its trend, moving, going up. Of course, the uptrend line is there to guide the trend. It's there to show us that if it follows the trend, then we're actually going up. So in this case, the uptrend is literally showing us that no, we are moving in the trend correctly, and we are approaching a nearby resistance at 2,144. And currently, we need Ethereum to actually go to 2,200 and 2,200 for a huge move to be made, because the 50 EMA is actually around there. So if we had to like literally take over that zone in that area of interest, we are very good. And we should see, of course, reverses of what happened here going down to actually going back up. And if we had to look at it, of course, we were in a downtrend, but right now we are reversing, and this trend has been formed from 11th of March 2025, and currently right now is the 25th of March 2025. So it has had that consistent days of maintaining the trend. And just to get an accurate number for how long has this been moving, we have been moving in this trend for 15 days. So it quite tells us that Ethereum is moving in a strong trend within 15 days. Like within these 15 days, we have been moving this trend. So types of trends like this are respected because it's been quite some time we have been moving and forming this trend, and this trend is still the making, is still the build up. So we should be looking at a very promising levels to achieve in Ethereum. And of course, we had this rectangle box. So this rectangle box right here just is an indication of price movement. If we break up, it shows that we are bullish, we're going up. If we break more or less down, then yeah, we're bearish and we're just hoping for the nearest support to hold. If not, we go to the next nearest support that we hope that it can hold. But in this case, since we broke up as we did, The movement has been great. As you can see, we do see a invisible head and shoulders right here, showing that there should be a bullish momentum to follow this trend. And just to look at it here, the area of interest is very and the area of interest, if I just had to put a box here within history, this is just for history purposes, because this zone is very important, because this zone will automatic articulate us that if we come back to this zone that is here right now, of course, if it will be here, we'll come back, the zone will be here. If we are able to do the opposite of this to this, then that's going to happen automatically. But we need to do that if we enter this rectangle box here. If we enter this rectangle box right here, it shows that we're in the same levels that we were back then we were dropping. And if we're in the same levels as we were back then we're dropping, then automatically that means that we're doing the opposite of dropping, we're recovering. So we'll recover. If we manage to break this rectangle box here, we're going up, like we are going up. Ethereum is going to do so perfectly fine by the looks of the 1 day chart, of course. And Ethereum, and if we had to zoom in close into the 4 hour chart, you can see that Ethereum is very, very respecting and it's very loving of this trend that it's forming right here. I strongly believe that when they say be a friend of the trend, you're literally a friend of the trend, because if you're a friend of the trend, the market moves in trends. So if you ride the trend and not fight the trend, you will win in the trading competitive game. And as you moving with the trend, your entry point is getting much higher. You're getting a much benefits, because if you move with the trend, nothing can affect you. So as we are here, 4 hour is a confirmation of telling us that we're moving perfectly, and we are facing a resistance at, of course, we just have a hidden resistance at 2,998 also. So if we're able to break that, we have 2,104 as the next resistance, 2,000 2,254 as the next resistance also, and the crucial resistance is at 2,318, if I may say. And if we do not manage to, for example, maintain this trend that we have in Ethereum, and maybe we do not make it in the upside, we should be looking at support around 1,942. That is the closest support if we had to break down this important trend line. And as we break, if we break that important trend line, then the next current support is 1,942, and the next support is also at 1,834. Those are the highest strong supports that I believe if it had to go there. But to be truly honest with you guys, I do not think it'll go there at all. I think Ethereum is going to do well. Ethereum is going to pump. It is moving in a good trend line. And for me, history is telling me it's repeating itself in terms of recovery mode, and everything is okay with Ethereum. Thank you so much, guys. That was the Bitcoin and Ethereum technical market update on what's going on within the charts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something. Thank you.